Cowboys wrap up the 2 seed if they beat Washington. What are you watching for?
Man, will the Cowboys blow this layup that the Commanders about to give them right now? I mean, literally, the Commanders might have more to play for by the draft position here. If you're the Cowboys, you cannot blow this game. This is your opportunity to win the division, get the number 2 seed, have home playoff games. Come on, man, don't screw this up. I don't want to talk about y'all next week like that.
You bring up a really interesting point. We're going to dive into this. The Cowboys haven't won a game on the road since November 19th. That was against Carolina. So while we may look at this as a confidence builder or a layup, Micah Parsons isn't having any of that.
I don't even think it should be about confidence. We're a week away from playoffs. I'm tired of learning and growing. It should just be about dominating and playing great football.
So we played that soundbite in our meeting, and I looked right at you, and what did you say to me?
What did I say to you?
You said, I don't agree with that. You said, I don't agree with that at all. You said it angrily. You said it with great passion.
I did.
Very passionately.
I tend to slam my table and slam the table about a lot of things. No, there's no, there's no momentum or, anything that you get out of Commanders. Hell, the Commanders, they got their U-Haul trucks, running right now. So this whole thing, when we talk about the Dallas Cowboys, it's all about the postseason.
Yeah.
This game means nothing to me, but just a means to an end to win the division.
They can't blow this, right? I mean, to D. Wood's point, when we talk about what the Commanders have at stake, if they lose this game, if Washington loses the game, they're almost definitely will get the 2nd seed. There are strength of record tiebreakers that could actually screw that up. But for all intents and purposes, if Washington loses, they get the 2nd pick in the draft. Cowboys win, they get the 2nd seed in the NFC playoffs. This can't go the other way, can it?
Win this one for Ron. You never know. You never know listen, you never know who's going to show up, right? Those last games can be crazy. Because on one end, you got a team. I remember the Pittsburgh Steelers had nothing to play for. They ran and we were going to the playoffs, and we needed to win. And they went for a fake punt on they own 20. Guys will do anything. They can be reckless, and that's a dangerous team to play against sometimes. Especially if you don't get rid of them early on, because they do have talent on this side of the ball. And when they're playing with no pressure on them, you never know. So, stranger things have happened, Greeny, but Dallas should take care of business.
Harry, they can't blow this, right? The Cowboys cannot lose this game, right?
No, they can't, because if they win this football game, they get the 2 seed.
Right.
The 2 seed means that you get to play at home, right? You get to play at home as long as you keep advancing until you get to the NFC Championship game. And if San Francisco keeps advancing, that's when you would play them in Santa Clara. Also, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they're 8-0 at home. They have 29 touchdowns and 21 field goals offensively, 50 scores, and only punted 17 times. So I think it's very significant that they win this game versus the Washington Commanders so they can get that number 2 seed, so they're playing at home in the playoffs until you get to the NFC.
It's everything. I mean, look, this was a gift. We talked about it yesterday, Kmart. Jerry Jones talked about it yesterday.
I can't believe we're in this position, but I'm so happy. Yes,
That's exactly what he said.
It's like he took a shot at Philly, too, though.
That's what he said.
I couldn't believe they lose that game. I'm sitting around watching.
That
I
ball
can't
game.
believe
He always includes
that
the word ball. He always
yes.
calls it a ball game. So the point of it is this. So now they take their opportunity. And so the question then becomes, can the Cowboys capitalize? Capitalizing doesn't mean beating Washington tomorrow and getting the 2 seed. Capitalizing means, for the first time in this millennium, when we get to the NFC Championship game, Dak and the Cowboys are one of the 2 teams standing. Is this team ready to do that?
This team is good enough to do that. Whether they're ready to do that, I do not know. They have to show that. But the thing is, they have a good enough quarterback, a very good number 1 wide receiver. The way CeeDee Lamb is playing right now, for them not to take advantage of the fact that the Eagles, I'm not saying they're done, but they seem to be free-falling, and they haven't been able to figure out how to fix things. When you look at the San Francisco 49ers, I understand they got pummeled by the 49ers, but that was a different Cowboys team then. So the Cowboys have everything in front of them, and all they have, the only thing that I worry about with the Cowboys are the Cowboys. That's it. They can beat anybody.
This turned into a good conversation yesterday, and I want to, for those of you who are not with us, I want to catch you up on what we talked about. Because I brought up, can the Cowboys, exactly the same question. Can they take advantage of this gift, of this opportunity? The way they lost those 2 games down the stretch there, you would have thought, okay, that's it. They blew the division. They're going to go on the road. They're finished. And then the Eagles hand them this gift wrapped. Here's the 2 seed, Dallas, take it. The question then, and so I asked that question to Jeff Saturday, are they ready to take that and run with it? He said, yes, they are, because they have the best quarterback in the NFC. So the question is, do they?
No, I don't think they have the best quarterback.
No?
I think they have the best quarterback with the best team.
Okay.
Matthew Stafford, by far, in my opinion, is the best quarterback.
Matthew Stafford by far is the best quarterback in the
Matthew
NFC.
Stafford's proven that he has what it takes to win in the playoffs. Like, you talk about a team playing with house money. The scariest team in this playoffs from that side, to me, is Matthew Stafford, because they can run the football and they can play defense. They have a superstar that when you need a play, they can get a play. And that's a guy like Aaron Donald. When you need a stop, he's a guy that can wreck a game. And right now, you talk about Cooper Kupp, you talk about Puka Nacua. They can put up points with the best of them. Just ask the Baltimore Ravens. Nobody want to see them. So when you think about it, Tampa will play Philadelphia Eagles. That's a much easier matchup. If the Rams go to Dallas, that could be upset
How are
city.
you maintaining
We're right
your
back.
focus on this conversation while this fella...
This is our locker mate.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
I know things about him that only his wife knows.
Yeah. He's seen a lot of things.
Yes, he's seen a lot.
But yes, I'm totally in agreement with Boyer. Matthew Stafford, going into the postseason and on the NFC side, he is the best quarterback in the NFC. He's like over the last month plus, Matthew Stafford has been on a heater.
Nobody wants that smoke.
Nobody wants Matthew Stafford. Like Bart said, he's the one that won a Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford's been playing some great football. I know everyone will talk about the Giants last week, but Matthew Stafford's been the most consistent guy over the last month.
All right, if we're looking at the 5 quarterbacks who have already clinched playoff spots in the NFC, so this does not include Jordan Love, who's been playing great. It doesn't include any of the quarterbacks from the NFC South because that hasn't been clinched. Of the 5, Matthew Stafford has 4 playoff wins. He's 4-3 in his career. Dak is 2-4. Goff is 2-3. Hurts is 2-2. Brock Purdy is 2-1. Stafford's the only one who has won a Super Bowl. Who's the best quarterback right now? Who, in your mind, is the best quarterback on the NFC side as we head into the playoffs?
I'm going to go with Dak Prescott. And he's been the best quarterback in the NFC the entire year, in my opinion. And that's a reason why he was in the MVP talks. And when you look at his numbers, first in touchdown passes with 32, third in pass yards, second in QBR, second in QB rating, 6th in completion percentage, and he only has 8 interceptions, single-digit interceptions. So he's taking care of the football. A lot of people thought that was going to be an issue coming into this season. Y'all over there laughing.
He had 5 homecoming games this season.
Listen, you play who you play.
Right.
And he bust Matt Stafford in them ass early in the season, too. In case y'all forgot. It don't matter. You just say they play who they play, right? You can't say they play who they play. He throw for 300 against the Los Angeles Rams, and then you try to backtrack.
Early in the season. No Cooper Kupp. Early in the season, Puka Nacua still finding himself. You talk about it's not how you play, is when you playing. And you talk about momentum, you talk about team formula, you talk about a Super Bowl winning coach on both sides, right? But you talk about one of the best play designers in all of football with 2 guys that can run the top off of defense and a guy that'll run and step on your chest.
Let me tell you something right here. Okay, we know the St. Louis 49ers, the San Francisco 49ers, number 1 seed. The Rams are the scariest team in the NFC. The Rams are the scariest team to threat the 49ers.
Dallas should have had an L last week. Let's keep it 100.
The Los Angeles Rams are the scariest team on the NFC side that could threaten the 49ers.
You know, K-Bar, he makes an interesting point.
Division rivals. The Rams are a team. We sometimes forget. I don't know that we forget. We don't talk about them like they just won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Right? That almost never comes up. This is a team that put together almost exactly as they are now, won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Kupp remains great. Nacua has emerged. The coach knows what he's doing. The quarterback knows what he's doing. The defense is still there. And Kyren Williams has emerged as a legitimate, every year a different running back steps to the front. He's the one who has stepped to the front. Are the Rams the scariest team going into the NFC playoffs? I don't know about scariest.
Who's scary? If you're the 49ers, you want the Rams or you want the Cowboys?
If I'm the 49ers, I ain't worried about nobody, honestly.
Really?
If I'm on the 49ers, if I'm in the 49ers locker room right now, I'm not worried about anybody. But you bring up the point about division rivals. Same way when you look on the AFC side. The Ravens don't want to see the Browns.
Right.
Damn straight.
Division rivals. You cannot predict those games. So I understand, to D Wood's point, I wouldn't have said they're the scariest, but also when we talk about teams peaking at the right time, The Bills, to me, are peaking at the right time, heading into the playoffs.
If they get in.
Fair.
That's the point. There are a lot of things that still have to get worked out. People are downplaying this Week 18 because there were some players who aren't playing. That happens every single year. There are huge games and a lot to be decided on this final Sunday and Saturday of the NFL season.